on this episode of Abiola's Kiss and Tell TV.
Think your way into that experience of romantic love.
Every woman wants it. Every man needs it. Abiola on LSD. Love, sex, dating, and lifestyle. This is your life on Passion.
It's 5, 4, 3, 2. Woo! That is the international sound of people having fun. Hey, rock stars! It's me, your girl, Abiola Abrams. And I'm in the East Village of New York City with Gabrielle Bernstein. She is an author, a motivational speaker, and a self-avowed spirit junkie. What does that mean? We will find out. Hi, Gabrielle.
Hello, welcome to my home.
I love your home. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the energy beaming off of this lovely woman is incredible. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Here, you should bask as well. Bask as well. So for the uninformed, tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, I am today a speaker and an author and a .com entrepreneur,
Yes.
and I have been working in the personal development field for about 7 years now. And as a result of really transforming my own life and my own perceptions, I have become a teacher and a leader in the conversation of spirituality and personal growth.
Yes.
And it's pretty cool, yeah.
It is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. And you are a walking catalog, if you will, or billboard for everything that you speak about.
Yes.
Now, your very first book was
Add More Ing to Your
very exciting. Add More Ing to Your Life. And then you went on to Spirit Junkie, and now you've got a Hay House project.
Yep.
Called Meditating.
Yep. Add More Ing to Your Life was my first book, and Ing stands for inner guidance. And so this book is all about really activating your inspiration and your intuition and connecting to that loving voice within you. And my new book, Spirit Junkie, which just launched, is my memoir, but it's also a guidebook. And it gives very amazing metaphysical principles that you can apply to your day-to-day life.
Yes.
And now this new product, Meditating.
Meditating.
Yes, and so this is Meditations for Fearless Romance.
Now, we love that. Meditations for Fearless Romance. If someone's sitting at home and they're like, well, what does that mean, Gabrielle? Tell us. What does that mean?
We all get tripped up in romantic relationships,
Yes,
right?
we
so
do.
everyone has their own romantic mini dramas in some form, whether it be fear of finding a partner, fear of not having a partner, not enjoying the relationships that you do have, and fear really runs the show in the romantic arena often. So I created this album to help listeners really clear that negativity, release their resentments, and clear space to become a magnet for a really powerful relationship.
Yes, see, that's where the power is, in the clearing the space and
Yes.
becoming a magnet,
Yes.
allowing to, all of the magic that's in the universe to then come to you.
That's pretty much what all of my work is really about releasing the blocks to the presence of your inner power, the presence of love within you, the presence of that magnet energy. And we all have it.
We do.
just block it. And fear is the primary way that we block that energy. And all of these products, in particular this meditation album, the first 7 meditations are all about releasing the blocks, letting go of the resentments, and clearing that space. And then the last ones are about calling in the romance.
Yeah, all right, okay, we're gonna get to that in a bit, but I would love to just go back.
I once was not a very happy girl. I was looking for happiness in all the wrong places. I was afraid to wake up in the morning. I was afraid to start another day. Luckily for me, I had an inner voice that continuously said, there has to be a better way. Unconsciously, I was asking for a miracle. The simplest way of talking about a miracle is that a miracle is a shift in perception. It's the moment you choose to perceive your life with love. It's the moment you choose to forgive someone. It's the moment you choose to shift your mind and therefore change your experience. And when your experience changes, a miraculous outcome occurs. You can live a life beyond your wildest dreams. Take the ride with me. and you too can become a spirit junkie.
You were a theater major, as was I. How did you move from theater major to spiritual guru?
I was a theater major in college, and then when I graduated college, I had this deep ego desire to prove myself to the world, as many of us do.
Yes.
And so I did not pursue acting. I went ahead and I started a public relations business.
That did very well.
That did very well, given the circumstances, given the fact that I was 21 and had no idea what I was doing. But I didn't do well in that world, and I didn't do well in my psyche. I was looking for my happiness in all the wrong places, and I was really just trying to fill myself up with these outside sources, whether it be my credentials or my romantic relationships or access to some nightclub and all of the silly things that we get caught up in.
Right.
And so by the time I was 25, I hit a quarter-life crisis, and I hit a big, big bottom and had no other choice but to shift my energy and my perspective. And that was a great gift.
Where did you begin? Because so many people, as you know, contact me, as I'm sure contact you, and say, I've hit a personal crisis, and they don't know what to do. How did you dig yourself out of that, or rise yourself out of that?
The first step for any of us that hit a bottom is to, first and foremost, really accept that we have to change and become willing to change. That slight willingness was all that I needed to really take that next step forward and really receive all the guidance that came forward. But if you're unwilling to change, then you block the guidance.
Right.
So that first step is really about having the willingness and accepting that things are not working, I am not happy, and there has to be a better way.
Yes, and then you lived your truth and developed mooring. Now,
Yes,
you told us
yes.
a little bit about that. Explain a little bit about the word mooring.
Yes, so ing, which typically is a gerund for most of us, right? Skiing, running, whatever, some kind of ing, became more of an acronym. It became another part of this spiritual lexicon. It's called inner guidance in my world, in my vocabulary. So when we talk about, many people might call it God or Holy Spirit or the Christ mind or whatever comes forward, the universe, right?
Yes.
That connectedness, that intuition, I call it ing. And so
it's more
ing, yes.
Like getting the more spirit, more
Yes.
universe, more of what's really supposed to fill us up, rather than, as you were saying, those ego things or superficial things or things that feel temporarily good.
That's right.
The quick hits.
That's right. Yep.
And then now you're telling us your story in Spirit Junkie.
Yes.
Now, what will we learn about you in your memoir that we haven't learned before?
You'll get a lot from me in this book. It's really telling my story from adolescence to the present of how I've had spiritual interventions throughout my life, and I've had many moments of really recognizing that there's much more beyond what we can see with our eyes, and how I deepen that connection and really strengthen that relationship to spirit, and through that relationship overcame many fears, and continue to practice these principles every single day to stay connected and centered, and how today live far beyond my wildest dreams as a result of living the Spirit Junkie way.
Yes.
And yes, and in that book I also provide the reader lots of tools so that they can take these actions into their own life and start to create their own spiritual relationship
With their own journey.
Yep.
And what I love about you sharing your personal experience is that many people feel like when they see, look at this woman. She's beautiful. She's got on pink. She's vivacious. She's exciting. And they think that you just popped out of the womb and lived the last 30-something years of your life this way, and that you didn't necessarily have to overcome things. Like, people think that, happy people just are happy, and they just assume, well, she did that, but that's great for her. Look at her life, without thinking about the journey that you took to get where you are.
That's right. Yeah, and I think that's a really good point. I felt like it was my duty to tell my readers of my first book more of my story, and be extremely transparent and forthcoming about what it took to get to the place that I'm at today.
Yeah.
And be a power of example for them, because if I'm not honest about my path and all of the dark corners, then how can I expect my readers to resonate and follow?
Now you're entering the love and dating arena. You're in a wonderful relationship. Tell me about this project. This is the first time that you are directly addressing relationship issues.
Yes, exactly. For me, I am a recovering codependent, so this is really beautiful work that is very dear to my heart and my own personal recovery. I've recovered from lots of addictions: drug addiction, love addiction, work addiction, food addiction,
Yes.
but the romantic addiction was really the most deep one for me, and I understand how crippling that can be for women in particular, and how we can get so hooked into that false belief system that without a romantic partner, I'm incomplete.
Especially because our society kind of feeds
Promotes
into
that.
that and promotes that and tells you, yeah, you're right. You need to be fixed if you're
What's
not
wrong with you?
in love,
Exactly.
or whatever it is.
And in my new book, Spirit Junkie, I have a whole chapter that's called Spirit Became My Boyfriend. And it talks about how through the practice of meditation and mindfulness and really clearing my own fears, how I awakened a relationship to a spiritual connection that filled me up. And at the point that I became full through my spiritual connection, I was then not only in a place of really being very attractive to other partners, because you begin to vibrate this frequency of I love my life, but I also was in a place where I could hold and be in a container that was really a very holy relationship.
Yes.
And it wasn't a place of needing that partner to fill me up. I was finally full. I could just be there and enjoy. I can be here today and enjoy the connectedness of two whole people coming together. And so that's the ultimate goal of this work, is to help you clean up your stuff,
Yes.
your fears, your black feelings, your feelings of inadequacy, your junk. And then as a result of clearing that space, the final meditations are really about becoming a magnet to call in what it is that you desire, and more importantly, get clear about what you want. Because many women are running around thinking, I want this, I want that, but there's not a clear vision. And without a clear vision, you can be calling in some funky stuff.
Yep, that is what we talk about all the time. Like, I'm thrilled about this project because this is exactly like what my work is about. And I would love for you to lead me through a meditating meditation.
Yeah. So I think for your viewers, because we're in this time of seasonal change and it's a time when people really want to call in a romantic partner, we can do a manifesting meditation.
That would be
for everybody.
wonderful.
We can guide them through
Yes.
it. Okay, so let's shut our eyes.
Okay.
So just put your palms facing upward, because this is when we can really call in all of the vibrational energy that is around us. And just take a deep breath in your nose and breathe out your mouth. And just identify any area in your body where you might be holding on to any discomfort or any
Wait, I'm
anxiety.
gonna stop you just for a second, because I know and love my viewers.
They're not
and
gonna weigh
sometimes
into
they
this.
sit and watch. No, they will, but they sit and watch. But I want you to participate. And we've got Gabrielle Bernstein here, and she asked us to close our eyes. So close your eyes. Love you.
Good.
Okay,
Shut
let's
your
do
eyes,
it.
everybody.
All right.
And if
here we
you're
go.
not into it, come back later. I think anyone might be into just manifesting romance.
They're into it. This is what they tweet me about, they email me about,
want
they
it, let's
Facebook
do
me.
it.
So let's do it.
Okay, so shut your eyes and listen to my voice and take a deep, deep breath in and just feel the energy in the room around you. And keep breathing deeply in your nose and out your mouth. And just think for a moment of the feelings that come over you when you think about romantic love. What is the feeling of romance for you? Is it a feeling of freedom? Is it a heart palpitating experience?
Joy, happiness.
Think your way into that experience of romantic love. And hold a vision in your mind of yourself holding hands with that romantic partner. You don't need to give them a body or a form. Just see yourself with this being of beautiful energy, holding hands, walking through a park. Feel the feelings coming over you, the awesome emotional breakthroughs of just allowing yourself to be fully present in a romantic relationship. Allow yourself to really experience those feelings and breathe them in. And on the exhale, release. See yourself walking through the city, hand in hand, or through your neighborhood, celebrating the holidays in this beautiful divine union. And continue on thinking your way into this romantic bliss without having to put a face or a body next to this partner, just knowing that there is an energy of romance around you. feeling that experience of romance. And knowing that when you feel that experience of romance, you are activating an energy of romance. And that energy is what is calling that partner towards you. So take one last deep breath in and release. And when you're ready, open your eyes.
That was phenomenal. Wonderful.
We could go on for a long time.
No, that was perfect. That was perfect. What do you feel is the biggest mistake that you feel that that you encounter with your coachees that they make when it comes to relationships?
I think a lot of people place blame on their past lovers and former partners. And when we hold on to those resentments and place that blame, what happens inevitably is that we recreate that negativity in the current relationship.
Like I say, I tell them, same person in a different pair of pants.
That's right. Different pair of pants. And so if you want to have a new form of this relationship and really be more free in your romantic partnerships, the real work is to let go and forgive. And so I suggest practicing the F word.
The F word, forgiveness.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, well, I love this project. I would love for you to show us some of your favorite things and the things that make Gabrielle. I would love for you guys to check out Meditations for Fearless Romance. It's available at hayhouse.com or actually wherever you buy books. And if you leave me a comment and tell me what you saw when you meditated for your perfect romance, wherever you're looking, AbiolaTV.com, Yahoo, YouTube, iTunes, wherever you're watching, I'm going to send you a free copy of Meditating. Not everyone, unfortunately, but whichever comment we pick at random. Okay, so leave us a comment. All right, show me your favorite thing.
Yes, let's go for a little walk.
We are now upstairs in Gabrielle's magical ceiling space, heaven.
Zen den.
Zen den. We're in the Zen den. And Gabrielle has allowed us into her inner sanctum because she's going to share 5 of her favorite things with us. So thank you. Yeah. All right, what are we looking at?
Why don't we start with my favorite sneakers? Anyone that knows me, I'll be wearing one of these Isabel Marant sneaks with the hidden lift. There's a hidden lift in there.
About Isabel Marant
Oh
sneaks.
yeah, this is my addiction. This is one of my 3 pairs.
So there's a hidden lift in here.
Yeah, so it
it's
makes me a little taller.
High heel sneaker.
Yeah. It's a high heel sneaker.
Are they
right.
comfortable?
Super comfortable. Yep.
These
There's
are
a lift,
really
so you're
great.
a little bit of a thing, but aren't they amazing?
Very cool.
Yeah, they're fierce.
Love
I have them in other colors too.
Very cute. Okay.
I was just in San Francisco, and the young woman who came to hear me talk shared this with me, and I have to frame it. It is a Gabby portrait. Could you freaking die? Isn't this amazing?
That is gorgeous.
She's got the Ing microphone on the unicycle.
I love
with the F-bomb, because she knows I like to curse a lot, so it's the F-bomb and the angel wing. Isn't it amazing?
Now, are you really on a unicycle?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if you see Gabrielle in New York City on a unicycle, you're not imagining things.
No, you're not imagining things. Here's another thing that I recently have. I'm a curator for OpenSky.com.
Yes.
So one of the things that I was selling on OpenSky is this thing called the Prana mat. Okay, it is really painful, but it's like an acupressure mat where when you lie on this, it can, the little spikes go into your body and they, similar to acupuncture, will just kind of release the chi and get your energy flowing more naturally. And it's painful, man, but it is good, okay?
Now, can you use it, I guess, for reflexology as well?
Yeah. You can put your feet on it, you can stand on it. It's intense. It's a little bit much.
Fantastic. I love Open Sky. I've been thinking about
we're going to get you over there.
Yes,
exactly.
Absolutely. Fantastic. I love that. When I looked at it first, I didn't know what to think. I was like, wow, that's lovely. At first, I thought that it maybe was a work of art. And then when you said, well, these are sort of sharp, I was like, well, is it the equivalent of like hot coals, but for city dwellers? Or
It's insane. It's intense. It's very intense. And then we've got my little bookstore back here. my little
Artist's Way, which
always got the
highly
Artist's
recommended.
Way.
Highly recommended.
Yeah.
You do your morning pages in your artist
Yes, I
days.
do, Mama.
Fantastic.
And this is where I meditate over here. We've got my angel wings and photos. And this is my little Zen den, like I said. And then we've got my Gauguin painting, which I know that you like
love
Gauguin
Gauguin.
too.
Yes, I do. Yes,
the
I do.
Tahitian women.
Yes,
chillaxing,
beautiful.
which is really what we should be doing. Just
We are chillaxing.
We kind of are, right? We are.
Now tell us about the wings. My sister is an artist. Her name is Abiola Abrams, and she is obsessed with wings. Tell us a little bit about the wings.
Well, the wings became a big part of the messaging for my first book cover, as you recognized in the Add More Ink cover. And so just the concept of sort of being this human angel, and the purpose of being a human angel is to live on earth and help people shift their perceptions. And so I will take it. I'll take that. It's a good title, right?
Yes.
And so walking around with those wings was kind of fun for me for some time.
Yeah. Well, what I love, Gabrielle, is that you have claimed your joy and you've claimed your magical place in the world, and you're not afraid to be full of yourself in a positive way, like full of all of the magic woman that you are.
Yep, that's right. Yep, I'm with you.
So yay, so what do you want to leave women with? We've talked about, and men, we've talked about meditating, we've talked about mooring, we've talked about being a spirit junkie, and what do you want to leave people with?
I just hope that anyone that's watching us today really just leaves with the inspiration to create positive and powerful changes in your own life. And we've offered you a bunch of resources to do so. So if you have that hit and that intuitive message within that says, maybe I'm ready to change, or maybe I'm ready to clear out those romantic issues or forgive, or whatever it is that you're ready for, just have that slight willingness and you will absolutely be guided. So.
Yay! And they can play with you online where? You're
at
everywhere.
gabbyb.tv, GABBYB.tv.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is exciting. So I'm going to hang out here and take a look around a little bit more and play with Gabby's bookcase over there. You know, I love books. I see some of my faves over there and some that I don't know. So I'm looking forward to learning about that. I'm so glad that you tuned in today. If no one has told you, I love you and I appreciate you. You know where to find me, AbiolaTV.com, Twitter at AbiolaTV, and Facebook.com/AbiolaTV. All right, my loves. Be good, and if you can, be good. Be safe.